Hi, and welcome to the When Genetics Breaks Biochemistry playlist. Together, we'll uncover the complex but fascinating world of biochemical disorders. A newborn is admitted with symptoms like lethargy, frequent vomiting, and severe jaundice. At first glance, one might suspect an infection or a liver disorder. But lab results reveal something more specific: elevated blood galactose levels. This key finding points toward a diagnosis of classic galactosemia, a metabolic disorder caused by a deficiency of the GALT enzyme. If left undiagnosed and untreated, it can lead to liver damage, cataracts, intellectual disability, and even death. Fortunately, with early detection and strict dietary elimination of galactose and lactose, the disease can be managed and severe complications can be prevented. A single enzyme defect can disrupt the body's entire metabolic harmony. One mutation, one enzyme, and the whole pathway falls apart. That's just one example. Biochemical disorders, or inborn errors of metabolism, IEMs, are a large group of genetic diseases caused by enzyme or transport protein defects within metabolic pathways. When we talk about hereditary metabolic diseases, it all comes down to proteins, but not just any proteins. There are two key categories: housekeeping proteins and tissue-specific proteins. If either of these proteins is genetically defective, the disease's symptoms and severity can vary greatly. Let's start with housekeeping proteins. These proteins are active in all cells of the body, like soldiers always on duty. Their tasks are fundamental: energy production, maintaining pH balance, or basic metabolic cycles. If the gene coding for these proteins mutates, the result is clear: problems in multiple organs simultaneously. Example: G6PD. Take the enzyme G6PD, for example. A deficiency in G6PD leads to hemolytic anemia. While all cells need it, red blood cells, due to their lack of specific defense mechanisms, are the first to suffer. Now let's move on to tissue-specific proteins. These are only expressed in certain cells, like the liver, brain, or muscles. Naturally, if the gene for these proteins has a defect, symptoms tend to be limited to that tissue. But since these tissues play crucial roles, the consequences can be severe. Example: GALT. Take the enzyme GALT, which is only active in the liver and red blood cells. In classic galactosemia, a deficiency in GALT causes galactose and its metabolites to accumulate in the body. Initially, the damage seems confined to the liver, but these toxic substances enter the bloodstream and eventually affect the brain, kidneys, and eyes. This shows that even a localized defect can act systemically. So the next time you hear about a hereditary metabolic disease, ask yourself one key question: is this protein active everywhere or only in a specific tissue? The answer to this one question can reveal a lot about the disease's symptoms, severity, and management. By the way, these disorders can result in toxic metabolite accumulation, vital molecule deficiencies, or impaired energy production, impacting patients from infancy to adulthood. Though considered rare, their combined incidence is significant, affecting about 1 in every 800 to 2,500 live births, depending on population and screening practices. Common ones include PKU and MKDD. Most IEMs are autosomal recessive, requiring 2 mutated copies for disease manifestation, but some follow X-linked or mitochondrial inheritance patterns. Interestingly, the site of enzyme expression isn't always where damage occurs. For instance, PAH is expressed in the liver, but its deficiency in PKU leads to phenylalanine buildup and brain damage. Biochemical disorders can be divided into several major categories. Amino acid metabolism disorders. These include conditions like PKU, phenylketonuria, and MSUDA, maple syrup urine disease, where the body is unable to properly break down certain amino acids. Urea cycle defects, such as OTC deficiency, which leads to the accumulation of toxic ammonia in the body due to impaired nitrogen excretion. Organic acidurias, a group of disorders where abnormal organic acids are excreted in the urine, resulting from defects in the metabolism of certain organic compounds. Fatty acid oxidation disorders. In these conditions, the body can't properly use fats to produce energy, especially during fasting or stress. Lysosomal storage diseases. These involve the buildup of specific substances inside cells due to enzyme deficiencies, which can damage tissues and organs over time. Mitochondrial disorders. Diseases where the mitochondria, the cell's powerhouses, don't function properly, affecting energy production throughout the body. We'll get to know each of these categories in more detail in the upcoming videos. Stay tuned! In this playlist, we'll break down each disorder, not just the basics, but also clinical signs, lab findings, genetics, and therapeutic approaches, scientific and practical. If you're a medical or genetics student, or passionate about rare and molecular diseases, this playlist is your guide. Every metabolic pathway holds a story, and you're here to discover them with me. Thank you so much for staying with me until the end of this video. I hope it was useful and informative for you. If you found it helpful or interesting, please give it a like, and make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the upcoming videos. If you have any questions or thoughts, I'd be happy to read and respond in the comments. Until the next video, take care and stay energized.